Hey, I'm Brian Van.
I'm Max Van.
And today we're going to recap MotoAmerica.
Round something at Brainerd International Raceway.
Well, you know what? That intro about sums up our weekend, doesn't it?
It did kind of sum up our weekend.
I mean, racing's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, and results are never guaranteed.
Nope. Not
Ever.
at all.
Right? Went there. You got your best qualifying result of the season.
I did, which was third. Still not first, but I mean, it was better than 10th position. You know what I mean?
It was definitely better than 10th position.
Yeah.
The sad part was you were able to garner better results when you qualified in 10th.
I know, right?
Then you did. Yeah, it is what it is. So, let's talk about qualifying.
Qualifying, I mean, qualifying one, it was raining, so I mean, and it wasn't going to rain for the rest of the weekend, and we didn't have enough tire stickers to go out for the session, I'd say. So I just kind of skipped that one. I waited on hot pit to see what was going on, and that was it. And then Q2 came around in the morning, and I was going out with everybody in the morning, and then it turns out that I'm going out, and I didn't have no tire stickers, and you got to have tire stickers to get out on track. So if any of you guys have ever been to Brainerd, in the Brainerd hot pit area, it's so hard to... It's the most confusing thing ever, if I'm being quite honest with you. Where hot pit is compared to where the start finish is all just kind of confusing.
That's crazy.
I had to find my way back to hot pit.
He came in, and he was definitely a little freaked out.
A little pissed
I was really calm. I'm like, RJ, tire stickers. My brother, thank God he likes to run because he ran. Because we were pretty far away from our hot pit, our trailer was. So he ran there, he grabbed the tire stickers, and the whole time I told Max, I'm like, just pump the brakes, bro. It's a half-hour session, man. You only need one lap. And he looked at me and he listened, and he calmed right down, and he just sat, and we just waited for RJ to pull up. RJ put one on the back, I put one on the front, pulled the warmers off, Max went out and just got right to it.
Yeah.
I think he went pretty quick out of the gate.
I think my first flying lap was like a 44, and that's something like that, and that was my FP1 time. So I just tried to go out there, put my head down, and I did. And I think at the end of the session, I think I found some other folks to ride with, and I just used them as a draft right in front of me. I just kind of
What you have to do.
And that's what I did, and I was able to get a half-decent qualifying position.
Yeah, so that was good. Let's move on to race one. We got a little controversy here, and we're kind of late. Well, welcome to racing. I mean, this shit was easy. Everybody would do it.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of suffering that goes before the joy. So let's go ahead and talk about your race one.
So race one was going well. I mean, I got a half-decent start. I think I don't know if I was first or second into turn 3, so one of the two positions. And then Rossi Moore really put on a respectful ride that day. He put his head down. I think he gapped the rest of the field by like 5 or 7 seconds or something like that by the end of the race. So I tried to fight my best, and he was able to. I mean, he broke away from us, plain and simple. We were kind of being stupid and battling with each other when Rossi had the clear track, and when we're being idiots,
that's what you get.
That's what we get, and that's what we got. So,
and you for sure this weekend you were battling turn 3. Turn 3, you were turn 3's
bitch.
100%. And you didn't seem to be able to remedy that. You struggled a little bit with your bike placement.
Yep.
On the race on Saturday. I think Josh talked to you about that. Tried to get you to sort that out for Sunday, right? You finished 4th on the road, but Levi finished in front of you, but he passed under a yellow, and it showed on the monitor clearly the whole time he was going to be penalized 2 positions.
Yeah.
You went through the whole podium, the press conference, the whole 9.
Yeah, the beginning of the race went well. I got a great start, and it was just in the midst of everybody, and then I started to struggle with her grip, and then I kind of lost the pack. Everyone went down, so to be honest, he would have been fighting until the end, and I hope you're all right, dude. But I'm excited for tomorrow. Rossi's performance today was definitely unexpected, but it was, for sure respectable. And I can't wait for tomorrow, and I just want to eat some cheesecake and go to bed, and maybe hang out with my girlfriend. We'll see how it goes.
2 hours after the race, we're sitting there. I might be partaking in a couple of White Claws, whatever, just chilling. You're chilling in the trailer, and
talking to Josh.
Next thing you know, we hear from MotoAmerica that they reversed the decision on the penalty, and that the podium is gone and he's demoted to 4th place. We're not going to dive into this too much. This was a good opportunity for us to go up and talk to the MotoAmerica officials, the two of us together. And we went up there and made our case very calmly, cool, right? Professionally, believe it or not. It didn't change anything, and I knew it wouldn't change anything, but it's a good opportunity for him to be in positions like that where, something that you don't want to have happen has happened.
Yeah.
And the outcome is probably not going to be influenced by your intervention, but it gives you an opportunity to communicate with people over subjects that are kind of uncomfortable. And I got to tell you, dude, the racing, whatever. I was proud of how you handled yourself there and how you articulated to the officials what happened. They didn't really have a lot to say about it after you went through the video with them and broke everything down. But in the end, what you lost was a podium that you gained off of a penalty. As much as it's nice to have a trophy,
it's 3 points, and that's it.
Whatever,
it's just
dude.
The only downside is I was on the podium. I was kind of somewhat happy, even though I knew that there was some sort of penalty being in place. It said number, I think, 71 on the board when we were going by. To be honest, I didn't know who number 71 was. I didn't know that Levi had number 71, but I did know that it said +2. It didn't say +2 seconds. It just said +2, so I know it said positions. I didn't have a pit board that race, so to be honest, I had no clue what position I was technically in. But yeah, at the end of the race, I rode to the podium and then did the whole thing.
They told you to go to the podium.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a MotoAmerica thing and whatever.
For sure. It's the 3 points, but it was a good time, without a doubt. It was a fun race.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Things happen.
Welcome to racing.
Yeah, that's how
and
it's
to
going
be
to be.
fair to the officials, it's a difficult job.
Yeah.
And, probably when you have somebody in there crying for 2 hours about something.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to move on to Sunday and work towards a better result.
Yeah.
Morning warm-up, we tried a little something. You went out. You seemed to be happy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about race 2.
Way to celebrate, but race number 2, what do you want to do different? So tomorrow, I just I be the old Max fan, just kind of put my head down and, with all confidence and just leave the whole race. It's kind of my goal, but we got a gap to close the Rossi, but nothing's impossible. I'm going to push hard as I can tomorrow, and everyone knows that.
Congratulations on the 3rd place finish.
Race 2 came along. I got a good start, and my goal, like I said in the podium speech, is I'm going to try my hardest to keep Rossi behind me in the group, and I think I did just that, and so did a couple other of us riders. And I had great positioning all race, led a lot of it until the last lap. It's just kind of, people weren't passing in areas until the last lap, which kind of happened to me at MotoAmerica in race 1. I felt confident the whole race again until people just started doing what they want to do, is lead and win the race on, again, the final lap.
Well, that's what you want to do too. And if you would have been a little bit stronger in turn 3.
And that's what was my downfall.
That would have helped.
I placed myself in a good position. I honestly could have been leading into turn 3 on the last lap, but there's always going to be that one rider that is going to dive bomb, and that's kind of, what he likes to do in every single corner. And he wanted to lead the race, and that's what he did, and he ended up winning also. I finished.
And he made it work.
Yeah, I didn't finish the race. I was going into the second to last corner, and I decided to pull out of Jaden Fernandez's draft and make a move, and I didn't brake as hard as I should have immediately. I kind of realized, I was like, oh shit, I'm pretty deep into this corner, so I got on the brakes a little bit harder, and that caused me to run wide, and tucked the front because the track was dirty, and I was just on the brakes. And
it is what it is.
I will say congratulations to Jaden Fernandez. He rode great. He got his first podium of the season.
100%. He was really rolling that weekend. That was good.
Impressive and respectable ride for sure. So it was definitely
100%.
Definitely pretty good on his end.
So we still had a great weekend because we had Marcine, my wife, his mom.
Yep.
His little sister Sophia, his girlfriend Lexi, and we all went through the UP. We did some kayaking on Lake Superior, into the pictured rocks, going into some of the caves and stuff. We saw Tequamanew Falls, Lake of the Clouds. We had a great time together. A little mini vacation mixed in with the racing. At the end of the day, I wouldn't change a thing.
No, I wouldn't either. Learned a lot, all made mistakes, and now it's time to move on to Pittsburgh.
On to pit race.